Hey gorgeous, how's it going? My name is Victoria Tippett. I'm an international psychic medium and spirit-led empowerment mentor. What does that mean? That means that I have a connection to source, to spirit, to the divine, whatever you want to call it. I call it spirit, where we leave the earth plane and we go into the spiritual realm. So what are we here for today? We're here to give you a message of what is going to be coming up energetically this week for you. So the week of the 8th of July. So what is going to be coming up for you? So let's have a little deep dive in that. Before we go any further, if you want to join my Facebook group, The Limitless Spiritual Woman, feel free to use the link below. If you want to book yourself a one-to-one with me where we can deep dive into all the things that are happening for you, that are coming up for you, how we can remove the blocks that are stopping you moving forward, whether it's in your business, your love life, whatever it is, then you want to use the link below to book yourself a one-to-one. So let's get into what is going to be coming up this week. So we're going to be feeling a lot of energy this week that is going to be us feeling things that are coming up from the past. So this is maybe us experiencing things where we've experienced other things in the past where, you know, we have had relationships that have broken down and we're now about to embark on a new relationship, and there's things that look similar. And we're starting to feel like, oh, hang on a second, this looks very familiar, it feels very familiar, and there's a lot of things there, okay? Now, when it comes to us learning from the past, learning from the things that we've been through, learning to the things that we've experienced in our life, what does that mean? That means that we get to use that experience to learn from. It is not to stop you moving forward. It's not to hinder you from having another relationship, for instance. It's not to hinder you making decisions in the future. It's about you understanding that we get to embrace the change. We get to understand that there is going to be a huge change and huge shifts, because there always is changes in life. And some people really worry about changes and think that we shouldn't be having these beautiful changes in life. But if we didn't have change, like, change is inevitable. It's evolution, and change, without change, we'd have no butterflies. So it's really important for us to understand that there is going to be change that is going to be coming up, but also, as we're looking at that change, how that we are making the decisions based on how we feel right now, how we feel energetically right now, how we feel intuitively right now about the decision, rather than how we have been treated before, how we've responded before, how we've understood things before. So this is really key. This is super important for us to understand that we get to make those decisions and how we step into and how we show up in all areas of our lives, okay? So as we are stepping forward and we're noticing these patterns, now patterns are everything in our behavior, and it's something that we so often don't deal with when it comes to us maybe breaking up with somebody. Breaking up with somebody is the easiest thing to relate to, because most of us have been in a relationship or broken out of a relationship at some point during our journey, whether that's with a partner, whether that's in a friendship. And so that's the easiest one to relate to. So when we're talking about this, making decisions and making these choices and changing the way we see things, the patterns of behavior that we have are huge, because so many people don't want to deep dive into it. We break up with somebody, we don't want to go back into those things, we don't want to think about that relationship. Why do we want to hurt ourselves anymore? So we just put it all in a little box and we push it to one side. And that's really beautiful, and it's really powerful, and it's really makes you feel really good in the moment, because you can move forward and live your life. But also it does mean that we have that to come back to. And so quite often when things are coming up and rearing themselves again, it's for us to learn the lesson we didn't learn the first time. And so quite often when we're experiencing the same thing over and over again, that's where we need to start looking at, what is this teaching me? What is this bringing up for me? And sometimes people don't really notice those patterns until somebody shows them, somebody explains them to them, somebody highlights it to them. So as we're coming up with that in mind about old relationships and old things happening, and maybe as stepping forward into the new, but, you know, making new choices, we need to make sure that we have boundaries. We are set in our boundaries, because their energy right now is thus that we may get railroaded in with other people, other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, other people's feelings, other people's opinions, and we may step back. And as we step back, we're not allowing ourselves to use those thoughts, feelings, emotions that we have that connect us to us. Like, what is it I want to stand for? What is it I will put up with? What is it that means something to me? So bringing in these beautiful boundaries is going to be really powerful when we're looking at these old habits of behavior that we've experienced and that we are trying to not experience anymore. Okay, so being bold in this, allowing yourself to just step into that real big energy, that real empowerment energy when we're setting these beautiful boundaries with people. This is something that we really need to start looking at and understanding that, yeah, things have happened in the past. Yes, that doesn't mean that defines us, because emotions aren't good and bad, good or bad. They just are. And it's really important when we're looking at situations that we don't look at them as, you know, this shouldn't have happened, I regret this shouldn't have happened. We need to look at it as this is part of our journey, this is part of our story, this is part of the, you know, our character building. So when we are looking at that, we need to reframe the way we see that. But also, as we are looking at it, we need to start remembering, we need to bring in those boundaries, but also we need to step into our power. Stepping into your power and being fearless in the face of fear, in the face of that stage where you're thinking, I don't want to do this anymore, I really can't, like, you know, I don't want to be this person, I don't want to step into this, I don't want to be the person that has to say, oh, you know, please don't treat me like that, or whatever it is. Just understand that this is you now stepping into showing the world and the universe who you are, what that means, and how you want to be treated, how you want to be seen, how you want to be respected, how you want all the things in your life to be based on how you allow other people to treat you. So have the most amazing week. There's a lot of energetic shifts this week, so you're going to be feeling this empowerment. There's going to be a lot of things where you're shifting the old and starting to bring in new changes, which are going to be super powerful for you. So if you do want to deep dive into any of those things and think about your patterns of behavior and what it is and how you can make those changes, and maybe you can't see those patterns of behavior, but that's one of my superpowers. So if you want to book yourself a one-to-one, as I said, the link is below. And if you want to join my Facebook group, The Limitless Spiritual Woman, we would love to have you there if it feels aligned for you to be so. Otherwise, next time we will see you here. Make sure to ring the bell and subscribe to this gorgeous channel. And until then, see you next time.